for Jacob Davis, and Jacob will be reading from Genesis chapter 29, verses 1 through 20.
Jacob set his feet in motion and traveled on to the land of the Iran. Now he looked, and here was a well in the field, and here was 3 droves of sheep were lying there down thereby, because from that well they were accustomed to water the droves, and there was a great stone over the mouth of the well. When all the droves gathered there, they rolled away the stone from off the mouth of the well, and watered the flocks. Afterwards they returned the stone over the mouth of the well to its place. So Jacob said to them, "My brothers, from what place are you?" Which they said, "We are from Haran." Then he said to them, "Do you know Laban, the grandson of Nahor?" At this he said to them, to which they said, "We know him." At this he said to them, "Is it all right with him?" In turn they said, "It is all right." And here is Rachel, his daughter, coming with the sheep. And he went on to say, "I is yet full day, is not time for gathering the herds. Water the sheep, then go feed them." To this they said, "We are not allowed to do so until all of the goats have been gathered, and they actually roll away the stone from off the mouth of the well. Then we must water the sheep." While he was yet speaking of him, Rachel came with the sheep that belonged to her father, for she was a shepherdess. And it came about that when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, Jacob immediately approached and rolled away the stone from off the mouth of the well, and watered the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and raised his voice and burst into tears. And Jacob began to tell Rachel that he was the brother of her father, and that he was the son of Rebekah. And that he was the son of Rebekah. And she went running and telling her father. So it came about that as soon as Laban heard the report about Jacob, the son of his sister, he went running to meet him. Then he embraced him and kissed him and brought him into his house. And he began to relate to Laban all these things. After that, Laban said to him, "You are indeed my bone and my flesh, so we dwell in a 4 months." After that, Laban said to Jacob, "Are you my brother, and must you serve me for nothing? Tell me, what are your wages to be?" As it was, Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the older was Leah, the name of the younger Rachel. But the eyes of Leah had no luster, whereas Rachel had become beautiful in form and beautiful of countenance. And Jacob was in love with Rachel, so he said, "I'm willing to serve you 7 years for Rachel, your younger daughter." To this Laban said, "It's better for me to give her to you than for me to give her to another man. Keep lying with me." And Jacob proceeded to serve 7 years for Rachel, but in his eyes they proved to be like some few days because of his love for her.
Thank you, Jacob. Bet you're relieved. That was very fine, Jacob. We loved listening to your Bible reading. It's evident that you practiced very hard, didn't you? Yes, you did. I could tell that because you didn't have to go slow and figure out what those words are as you were reading them, but you knew right what those words are, and you moved right through your reading at a nice pace. And that shows that you were well prepared. You didn't have problems pronouncing any of those words. That was good. And you know, Jacob, the one thing that I really thought stood out, here's a Bible reading where there's a lot of conversation. There's people talking to each other. And in there's questions, people asking each other questions. And you didn't read that just, with a flat tone. at the end of the questions, you would raise your voice like we would normally in conversation. And that was very fine. Sometimes when a new reader is nervous in front of an audience and they're reading, they tend to forget about that sort of thing. But you did that, and that helps us to understand the back and flow of the conversation. That was very nice. So thank you. And Jacob,